Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel for this latest update on Crow Road, my Glasgow-based N-gauge layout. In this video, I scratch built some modern flats. It's been a while since my last Crow Road update, so I thought I'd give you guys a quick reminder of where I've got to. Starting with the left-hand end of the layout, we've got the entrance to the station from the current Clarence Drive. We've got a scratch-built building representing Jackson's Tyres and the large houses opposite. Down at the station, past the lady making her way down to the platform, we've got the ticket office. So this is based on the one on Glasgow station. Um, so it's quite a small little ticket office, just sort of fits nicely on the platform. I've added some lampposts with some station signs, which seem to be the prototype for the North Clyde line. And then at the other end of the layout, we've got the Crow Road Bridge, which in reality would be beyond the Clarence Road Bridge, but because I wanted to include both of the bridges and the platform on the layout, I decided to swap them round. On the Crow Road, you've got the classic Glasgow tenements that I scratch built in the last video, and a few people and a bit of detailing on the roads as well. And yeah, that's kind of where I was up to. So the only major bit really to finish is the area immediately opposite the tenement flats. Originally, I was going to have the modern flats that currently exist opposite the tenements on Crow Road, but I then started wondering if that was a good idea. When I visited this part of Glasgow, these flats weren't here. I can't remember exactly if they were under construction or weren't there at all, but I don't really remember them. And part of the reason for building this layout is it kind of should mean something to me. Sort of recreating the area as I remember it, albeit with a long disused station in place. But from memory, I couldn't quite picture what was opposite. And looking on the internet, I couldn't find anything. The OS maps from the time show a small building. So what I was thinking was maybe I could sort of put like a abandoned warehouse or something and just have that sort of overgrown. But thinking about it for a while, I decided to go back to my original plan of modelling the modern flats, which, yeah, even though they weren't there when I remember it, I think on the layout they'll look good. They're pretty big, so I think it's going to be quite a fun challenge. And yeah, having the sort of abandoned warehouse felt like a bit of a cop out to sort of finishing the layout off. And to start with, I measured out the flats using Google Earth and then drew a ground template in Inkscape. I used a simple color code, so I knew which bit of wall should go where. And once I was happy with the dimensions, sort of printed this out and sticked it to some fairly thick glue to give it a nice stable base. The walls and the windows were then also drawn up in Inkscape, using my guesses from looking at the pictures how big the windows, doors, and floors should be. My first attempt looked a bit wrong. Felt more like an office block than residential flats. But luckily, I found an internal photo from some estate agent's website, which was quite useful because I was then able to scale everything based on the height of the door, and came up with this second match, which looks a lot better alongside the tenements. Um, the walls were then sort of glued to card, and then cut out, which took ages. Um, and then once I sort of had the card template, then used a Pritt stick to glue some scale scenes textured paper to the wall that sort of matched the prototype. So you kind of got this red brick at the bottom, then there's this yellow brick also in the middle, and then at the top there's blue brick. Sort of, yeah, keep that all matched. And once that's all in place, then very carefully sort of cut the windows out. To keep the walls nice and straight and rigid, I made up some internal walls using some thick card, the same as the base, to attach the walls to. For the windows, I use the sticky label method again. So how this works is you print out the window frame to a sticky label, stick it to some acetate, and you then very carefully cut around the frame and then lift out the bit that you don't need, and that leaves a nice little window frame. Yeah, and what this does is it allows you to have really, really thin window frames, even like down to sort of 1/2 mil, which I don't think I can really get that realistic using sort of plastic strips and stuff like that. So yeah, that worked quite well. Yeah, that after a long while, get the windows done. I then added some curtains and blinds using some leftover paper and card to the backs of the walls, and then stuck the walls in place, which is what you see here. Um, to finish it off, the walls at least, I added some lintels and decorative window surrounds using small strips of scale scenes paper and a downpipe from a ratio kit. The roof turned out to be a bit of a faff. Originally measured out what I thought would be the correct dimensions for the various pieces, but they didn't fit for some reason, probably my dodgy maths. So a bit of fettling and bodging was required to get the bits of roof to fit. I wasn't all that fussed about the random nature, and I think I was pretty confident that once the roof tiles went on, you wouldn't really notice the bodginess. For the tiles themselves, I used Scale Scenes roofing tiles, which you cut into strips, apply a felt pen along the visible edge to remove the white paper edging, and then glue in place layer by layer by layer. So this does take a while, but it does give you a nice 3D textured roof. But you have to be careful to kind of make sure it's each layer's even, that the tiles don't are kind of overlapping correctly, so you kind of got two tiles end on end and things like that, which you do with real roofs. So yeah, it is a faff, but yeah, as this is a sort of final bit for the flats, I thought I'd use it, and yeah, I think it's come out quite well. And here it is in place on the layout. I'm really pleased with how it's come together. I think it really looks the part, and I've had a lot of fun making it. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this latest video on Corrode. As a special treat, I didn't get around to using all my interval videos of trains passing, so I'm going to finish off with that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and consider leaving a comment, and yeah, see you all next time. Enjoy the trains.